Hey, travel friends. Today we're going to be talking and giving our reviews of the most popular attractions in Florence, Italy. All right, so first things first, we're going to start with the Ponte Vecchio. So this is a very unique bridge. If you've seen any film, photos, anything of Florence, you're going to recognize this bridge. It's a bridge that has shops built on it. There's a few things unique about the bridge. One, it crosses over the Arno, and this bridge is also one of the only bridges in Florence that survived World War II. So that makes it very unique, dates back to the medieval times, 1500s. And it used to have butcher shops in those shops, but when the Medici came in, they switched it to jewelry and gold. So that bridge is very much known for individuals that are traveling to Florence and buying different, unique jewelry on it. There are a few different price points on the bridge. You can still buy things that are reasonably priced, but there are a lot of gemstones, diamonds, 14 karat gold, etc. So it has quite a range of price points, but you'll probably cross this bridge several times. It's a main foot thoroughfare. There's no vehicles allowed on it, so you'll come across it many times, but highly recommend crossing it.
I would say this bridge isn't something that you need to seek out. You'll come across it as you're wandering. What's on it? Yes, it's a lot of jewelry shops, and if you're looking for something really special, and special, then that's where you would go and get it. Right? The street that the bridge connects is a good shopping street.
It's a good central
It's
street.
like a central street. Yeah. What do you, thumbs up, thumbs down?
Definitely.
Yeah, it's an old bridge. I feel like I don't know. It's just a lot of really, really expensive stuff. And also it gets really crowded.
It does get crowded. There are expensive things, but there's also, I've gotten jewelry there before that I got as a college student. So you can still get unique pieces that aren't crazy expensive. The other cool thing is, again, it's medieval. It's one of the only bridges that survived. And when the Medicis took over Pitti Palace, you won't see it unless you go to one of the galleries that we're going to talk about shortly, but they used to have a tunnel on that bridge. So there's just a lot of really unique things about the bridge, so just walk over it.
Yeah, it's an iconic bridge.
Yeah.
I kind of feel that looking at the bridge from afar and admiring the architecture and like the Arno that it crosses, I feel like that was a better experience for me than actually crossing the bridge. I'm okay with it. All right, next thing.
So the next popular attraction that you're also going to be coming across a lot is the Duomo. This is the central cathedral of Florence.
So the Duomo refers to sort of like the biggest or the main cathedral of the city. So there's a Duomo in Florence, a Duomo in Milan, right? Like it's like the cathedral of the city. So good. It's just gorgeous. Remember when we turned the corner and we saw it? It's just like, it's like, whoa, it's just gorgeous.
White and green lime. I believe it's limestone. It's huge. There's the baptistry, the cathedral, and then there's also the bell tower. I think one of the things that's really unique, there's the golden gates, like these doors that everyone sees that are on the outside. They do have them kind of blocked off so you can only see them, but it's free to go in. I think the outside is more extravagant and gorgeous than the inside. The inside has maybe flying buttresses, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah. I'm not an architecture major. It's just more simple. It doesn't have gold paneling or anything. But I think the biggest thing we want to say about the Duomo,
you have to climb up.
You have to climb it.
Yeah, you have to climb the dome. The dome is just really, really special because of how it was made during that time. It was sort of like an architectural wonder, right? If you're talking about feats of architecture for that time, that dome was right up there. It's also very hard to find many of those churches and domes around, and it's just a good experience. And then climbing it up also gives you this different sense of like, wow, like they made this so far back then. And also it's like, it's still standing, right? Like considering how long ago it's been made and it's still standing, it's great. You just have to have that climb. It's well worth the money. It's well worth the experience. And I think if you don't do it, you'll probably regret it.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Yeah.
So I think our review is a dub. I think you have to. So the next attraction is near the Duomo, and that's going to be the Uffizi Gallery.
Italy is the birthplace or the home or the epicenter of the Renaissance, right? Which is sort of like one of the major movements of art. So, when you're in Italy, you're going to have these amazing, amazing museums, and the Uffizi is just one of them. And it's like the art museum of Florence. And I would say it's great. When I think about the Uffizi or really, really big, famous galleries and art museums, I kind of compare them to like the Louvre. And the Louvre is just, it's just so massive. And it's just like this overwhelming thing, right? Like, you can't finish it in a day. You probably can't finish it in a week, right? But
the Uffizi is what I would say bite size.
there is one famous painting there that I think almost everyone will recognize, and that's like the Birth of Venus.
Birth of Venus. But I'm going to say something here. There is another painting that I feel a lot of people have not given enough credit to.
I think it's an up and coming.
It is a painting that looks exactly like Keanu Reeves, but like in
olden times.
olden times. It is uncanny. Keanu, man, I mean, you must be in the Matrix. This is insane. It looks just like him. So that's another thing that I would flag that you should go in and look at. But I think like the best thing about the Uffizi is it's manageable. There's amazing artwork in there. We used Rick Steves again. He walked us through the whole gallery, which I think was.
We're talking about the Rick Steves audio guide. It's free to download on any
iPhone,
podcast
Android.
thing, and yeah, it's great. He walks you through it. I think you get a good feel for the art and the style, but you're not overwhelmed or exhausted by the end of it. We did it in the morning. We went to the Uffizi in the morning, and then after that, we went to climb the Duomo.
Yeah.
And it was a great day.
Yeah, it was great. You get a reprieve from the heat, and again, it's bite size. So I give it a thumbs up. Yeah.
So the next popular tourist attraction we're going to talk about is the Pitti Palace.
The Pitti Palace has 4 different galleries. It's basically 4 museums in one. But originally the Pitti Palace was the Medici's palace. And this is when I said earlier how there was a tunnel across the Ponte Vecchio. It went from the Pitti Palace through over the Arno into the Uffizi. We actually went through to get to the Boboli Gardens because when we went, it was during COVID and a lot of the Boboli entrances were closed, so you had to go through the Pitti Palace. I think it was a great way to go in because you kind of are getting into the gardens from the palace and then it expands, which leads to the Boboli Gardens. Unless you're really into certain things within the Pitti Palace, those 4 museums, I wouldn't say it's something you have to go to. I'm gonna do this. I think Jimmy's gonna be down, yeah.
There just wasn't enough there for me to see. I think that it was large, spacious. Yeah, when we went, I kind of felt like we were like missing something. Like I felt like there was like, I was like, this is it.
I think a couple of the galleries were also closed when we went, so then it was very much like, okay, we just walked straight through.
Yeah, I think I was expecting something more. I think it's fun to imagine that a family lived in something that grand. But the Medici family was, outrageously rich, right? They were some of the sponsors that, they were one of the families that basically sponsored the Renaissance.
Yeah, and the Renaissance, right? Yeah. So the Boboli Gardens are next to, behind, through the Pitti Palace. Now we went in the fall, so some of the rose gardens and certain things weren't in bloom at the time. But I think for a Italian garden, I believe it was pretty great. They had a lot of like Italian aspects. But if you're thinking of Versailles, I think you're gonna be disappointed.
Yeah. I would say if you've been to Versailles and the grandeur of the gardens and the size of it, I would say this is a very mini garden in terms of Versailles. But it's still really nice. It's a good reprieve from the hustle and bustle of the city if you kind of like want, some time away from the city vibes. It was fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of fountains, there's a lot of walkways. It's very peaceful. So if you are looking for a little stroll, a little break, I recommend it. Yeah. I'm still going to give it a thumbs up.
I'm probably like this. Yeah.
We're going to say that's a thumbs up. So the next popular attraction is going to be the Oltrarno neighborhood.
I give this one a thumbs up. So this neighborhood is south of the Arnold. Basically, if you look...
Arno.
Oh, okay.
It's not Arnold. Hey, Arnold.
Okay. So this neighborhood is south of the Arno. It's just like very artsy. There's lots of gelato there. There's lots of pizza, other eateries. It's a great place to stroll around. A lot of the times you'll see, like artists or musicians on the street. It's just such a really good, active, youthful vibe. And yeah, if you like eating and eating on the street and
Eating some more.
eating some more.
I think this is a neighborhood. I actually lived there for a while and I didn't realize how hip it was, but it's full of artists, art galleries,
Students.
students. So there's a couple universities right there, actually across from Piazza Pitti. And so I think what's great is on that side, you've got the gardens, you have really great food and gelato. I think overall it's just a great area to go and explore. And I think it's very good in the evenings, especially if you're going for dinner, happy hour drinks.
So yeah, great neighborhood. Definitely explore it.
Next up is going to be the Mercado Central or Central Market.
It's a market. You'll find fresh fruits and vegetables. You'll find meats. I would say that's maybe one of the main markets where the locals go and get their food. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're staying there for a long time and you are going to cook and so forth at home, that's a great spot to get fresh meat, veggies.
Yeah, and also, immersing yourself in that vibe and that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Around it, you'll find some stalls of, leathered goods and some like artists and crafts and stuff. But
there's a few restaurants in there or food stalls that actually sell food. But yeah, I think you're right. It's mainly, think of it as like a grocer's market.
Yeah. So drop by if you're around, but I wouldn't say that it's something that, most people are going to be like, oh, I totally regret missing it.
Yeah, I had my hand up there for a while. Now, this is a popular attraction that we both are very excited about, Florentine Steak.
It's an attraction that you eat and not necessarily one that you visit. So Florence is known for the Florentine steak, which is this ginormous porterhouse or T-bone. It's good. It comes from a special breed of cow that is native, and it's
aged, dry aged. Is that what?
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
When Jimmy says it's good, I want to be honest with you. It is divine. The steak is like 4 fingers thick. They sear it on both sides, so it comes out rare, and it melts in your mouth. I was like, oh, do we have to go have this steak? And he's like, yes, we do. And I was asking to go back multiple times after having that steak. We split one. It was just delicious. It's an experience, and it's very rare. You can't get this steak outside of Florence, so do it.
Yeah.
So I'm a double on this.
Yeah, if you like steak, do it.
The next definite tourist attraction that we're going to review is a famous sandwich shop known as Al Antico Vinaio. They are known for a specific Italian sandwich. I'm going to let Jimmy share his thoughts first.
I'm okay with it. I think it's overrated. Some people say that, oh, if you've been to Florence and you haven't eaten the sandwich or you haven't gone to the sandwich place, you truly haven't been to Florence. I don't feel that way about this sandwich or the sandwich place.
I think it's okay. It's a sandwich. If it's something that you really want to do it. I'm going to give it an okay.
Yeah, I would say it's okay. I think that if you come in with high expectations, you're going to probably be like this. I think just come in, lower your expectations, and yeah, it's a fine sandwich.
One bonus highlight, I wouldn't say it's an attraction, but it's something that we believe you should do when you go to Florence, and that's leather stores. Florence is known for leather goods. Everything. Sandals, purses, leather bags, leather
Wallets.
Jackets, leather gloves, everything. It's all very well made if you go into leather stores. Now, caveat, you're going to see a lot of leather at the street markets.
Right.
We recommend going to a leather store. That is where you're going to get authentic leather. They can actually monogram it for you. We did purchase a few wallets, great souvenir, holiday gifts. It's all very fine, genuine, good leather, and it's a very unique souvenir that you can get not only for yourself, but for family and friends that will last years.
So the two things that I wanted to say is one, there are lots of leather stalls all around Florence that I would say will probably sell cheap knockoffs, right? Like not authentic Italian leather goods, right? They're probably goods, leather from other places that they imported for much cheaper, and then so when you buy them, it's much cheaper. So if that's what you're looking for, then that's fine. There's plenty of options out there. If you're looking for something that like leather made in Italy, then you will probably have to go to either like a shopping mall or like a shopping center, or you have to go to a small leather store where like the person who's doing the leather is there and they're making the leather goods.
There's some great stores. We went to one that's been around in a family for at least a couple generations, and it was amazing. He's actually making his items in front of you as you're shopping. So I think that was really authentic and unique.
I think when you go to these smaller, family-owned leather stores or craft stores, then expect like a little higher price. But you're supporting local business, right? Family business, and also if you're looking for something special in Florence or from Florence, it's still cheaper than the jewelry that you find
On the Ponte Vecchio.
Right, right. So yeah, I mean Italian leather, especially like have it monogrammed or something, or wallet, like gloves. It's such a great gift, and it's such good memories, and it lasts you a long time.
Yeah.
Right? You're still using the
Oh,
wallet.
I use my wallet every day.
Right.
We got our siblings different wallets. I was actually really upset with myself that I didn't get a pair of leather gloves. I thought I would. We live in LA, and I was like, no, it's too hot. And then I went back to the Midwest, and I was like, Jimmy, we have to go back to Italy so I can get leather gloves.
Yeah, that's definitely I think on our to buy list next time we go back to Italy.
So if you're going and you think you want leather gloves, do it.
Yeah, or
just get them.
Or just any, if you're looking for a leather wallet, leather, basically anything, what better place to get it than when you're in Italy, right? And Florence has lots of really good options. Thumbs up. Yeah, thumbs up. We should have gotten more.
We should have gotten more. But yeah, so that was your bonus attraction. Everyone have fun and happy travels.